Every time I start this this stream, I have to check the latency. The time between me doing something, I probably say this every single time I stream. The delay on YouTube is crazy from when I do something in real time to when I see it in stream. Man. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? Alex, thanks for joining. Good afternoon. Peak, how you doing? Ronan. No delay. No, there's hardly any delay on Twitch. I mean, it's probably just a few seconds, where on YouTube it seems like it's maybe 15 to 20 seconds. But I think that's a YouTube thing. Anyways, King, how you doing? You haven't missed anything yet? Just started. I'm complaining about latency again in YouTube. I don't know. It's just a common thing that I'll just complain about forever. I don't know why. It probably shouldn't bother me as much. It's just crazy, the difference between Twitch and YouTube. So today, Joshy, thanks for jumping on. How you doing? Oh boy, this is a long one. Oh, one of those. Yo, bro, just caught your stream. Can't stay long, so I dropped the follow. Want to support your journey. I can connect you with a big Twitch streamer who has thousands of viewers. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sure. Spam. Gross. Bantom. Yeah. Yep. I don't know if I can do that from this chat. Hold on. How do I get rid of this guy? Screw him. Nobody pay attention to Tom. I've gotten bots like that. Like it's usually a one-time message. As long as nobody responds to it, it's fine. I don't know. I should have mod capabilities. I'm multi-streaming, and my multi-streaming software should have mod capabilities, but I don't know. Oh, got it. Huh. Nailed it. We here to bitch about MyFaction. Yeah. And is the next pack announced? I think it's coming up soon. I don't know what it is. So 8 days. So next Friday, I guess. I'm not as excited about packs. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. So we're going to talk about MyFaction. I've been wanting to review this game for a while. And I talked about this yesterday. I just couldn't figure out where to start. I've sat down and tried to get my thoughts on paper. And I don't like, I just keep saying this game is weird because so many things are intertwined. Like there's good things, but then there's bad things. And then the good things are counteracted by the bad things, and then it just kind of feels like a no thing, and then the no thing, it's a nothing. So I don't know. Let's talk about the purple circle. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about all this stuff. I've decided that I'm gonna try to keep all of my discussion here on MyFaction. I'm gonna kind of stay in my lane. I spent almost all of my time in MyFaction. Like, yeah, we did showcase I still plan on doing the Showcase Gauntlet. Yeah, we're working through My Rise right now. But the like Showcase and My Rise are just kind of one and dones. I don't care too much about those. They're fun to play. It's like a quick way to get in and get to play in the game. It's fine. Gameplay's good, but like I'll never play Showcase ever again. So it doesn't really matter what I think about Showcase. It's fine. I mean, maybe not having so much CM Punk would be fine. I'm not a massive CM Punk fan, and I don't really care about listening to constant commentary about slingshot technology like they're owned by Slim Jim. But I mean, the mode is fine. Thoughts on chemistry system? I'll get into that. Hopped on Twitch. Thank you, Alex. Purple circle's just evil. Why the heck has Card Market not been updated? I think it's getting updated next week. I could have swore it got updated every 2 weeks, but I think it might be 3 weeks. But yeah, it might get updated Friday. I don't even know what day it is today. Who knows? Who knows what they're doing over there? What's evil is that they don't got the hold button. Yeah, we'll talk about that too, Jordan. Thanks for jumping on, everybody. Everybody that's been jumping in. So yeah, I don't want to talk about all this stuff. I want to stay in my lane. I spent a lot of my time in MyFaction. There's been a lot of stuff about this game lately, and I'll be honest with you, I've been sucked into it. Like, I am a sucker for YouTube drama. I don't want to be a part of YouTube drama, but I get sucked into YouTube drama. So I'm probably not gonna lean too heavily into that stuff. Before I begin, though, if people watch this later on, people who aren't familiar with me and my content, like they're new, this is the first video they're watching, I do want to say a few things. Just, again, reminder, I spend almost all of my time in MyFaction. So everybody needs to realize my thoughts on this game are coming through the perspective of MyFaction colored lenses, okay? So, like, things that affect other parts of the game might not bother me, but they might not affect me. That doesn't mean I don't think everybody else's, you know, their thoughts or concerns about this game are invalid. It's just not where I'm spending my time in the game. That's it. A lot of the people that are angry about this game, I completely understand why they're angry. I totally support them in being angry. It's just not how I play the game. So some of that stuff might not bother me as much. And then because I'm in MyFaction, a lot of the stuff I'm going to complain about might not affect a lot of people that play this game, because a lot of people just don't like MyFaction, right? Are you going to get the cards for Drew McIntyre? No, probably not. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. Support everyone being angry except Diva stands. I don't know what a Diva stand is. I mean, I support people being angry. I don't support anybody being hateful. I don't support people attacking people or being racist, like all that stuff. I don't support that at all. But I can understand why people are angry about, like, the ringside pass or, you know, whatever else is going on, like stuff that's happening in MyFaction that I'm going to complain about today. Like, I get it. But like I say, it doesn't bother me as much because I'm not in that space. But I understand. And I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you shouldn't be angry because it's, like, super easy, bro. Just play the game, bro. I'm not going to say anything like that because that's ridiculous. I also probably won't spend a whole lot of time on ringside pass, and I know that's where a lot of this stuff is coming from. But I've never played a game, except for maybe a mobile game or two, that had a ringside, like a battle pass or whatever the hell you want to call these things. So I don't have anything to compare it to, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. So, but I know that people have said that's not the right thing to put into a game that costs $150. That's probably true. I don't know. A lot of people use Fortnite as an example, and I guess Fortnite's free. I've never played Fortnite. So it's like, yeah, you get the free game and then you pay extra for the battle pass. That makes sense. Oh, the Diva stand sending death threat. Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't support that. I don't support anybody attacking anybody or being hateful towards anybody for any reason. Right? I've seen a lot of it in the community too, where it's like people that hate the game and it's like, oh, I actually like the game. Oh, well, you're what's wrong with gaming. Okay, well, that's not particularly helpful. Like, it just, there's no reason to be helpful. We all are be hateful. We all want to have a good gaming experience. Lone Rebel, how you doing? My day's going good so far. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for jumping on. And I also want to point out too, before we don't jump into this, the games like this, WWE, NFL, NBA, MLB, all this stuff, all these games that are built around real companies, real events, real people, real rosters, they kind of have this very unique situation in the gaming industry, right? If you zoom out and you look at, let's say, a shooting game, there's tons of them out there, right? There, you can go play Call of Duty or Rainbow Six or Modern Warfare or Fortnite, Apex, Halo, Gears of War. I don't know what the hell's out there. There's a ton of them. But all these can work really well because they're all kind of their own universes that the gaming company has made, right? So Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, all these different fighting games, they start as video games first. They build all these universes, and so when a new game comes into the space, it's like, oh, as long as it's a good game, like, I'll play it, right? All that starts as a game, and then they get the exclusive rights to the game, and then those exclusive rights are then sold for everything else, toys, movies, etc. So, but it starts as the game. Anything based on real life starts as real life first, and then the exclusive rights are sold to be a video game. And so in the video game space, it doesn't create a monopoly, but it creates what I would say is like a pseudo monopoly, in the sense that, you know, everybody that likes basketball probably because of NBA. People who play wrestling games are probably playing because of WWE. And so people want to play wrestling games because they're WWE fans, right? It's not necessarily like they want to play every wrestling game or any wrestling game. They want to play WWE because they like WWE. They have a sense of loyalty to the company or to their favorite wrestler. They have a certain fandom. And so it just creates this really unique thing, right? Like, there's not a plethora of football games that I know of. Like, there's Madden. You might get some smaller games here and there. Maybe you'll get like a Blitz or something, but nothing. It's really hard for a game to come into that space and be successful in the same way. And because of that, it creates a few different issues. But the one that I think is the big one here for me, as far as this discussion, is you have one company that can make WWE games, and so they have to make this one game for everybody, and we're all different, right? Like, a really easy example is the player that wants a hyper-realistic game. They're really happy with the purple circle because it creates this like back and forth, and they're a big fan of that. Then you have other people that prefer more of an arcade style game. That's kind of what I want. I want more of an arcade style. I don't want to take a sledgehammer and put my hand over the head of the hammer and just go, stick it in their stomach. I want to swing it. I want to swing as hard as I can at somebody's face. It's a video game. And so you have one company that has to try and make something that both people are going to enjoy playing, right? And then you got people that, like me, like MyFaction. You have people that really like universe mode or GM mode. I don't care for either of those. Those people probably don't care for MyFaction mode. People who just want to play with friends. People who like mostly just creating wrestlers. They like that artistic part of it. But it's just this one game that millions of people have to figure out how to enjoy, because it's really not specific to any person, right? Like they're trying to be a lot for everybody. And I'll give some respect to 2K in the sense that that's not something that can really be done. Like there's a saying that if you try to appeal to everybody, you appeal to nobody. And I think they're doing a good job at trying to get to that point where more people can enjoy the game despite, wanting different things from the game. So you realize that we all play this game in different ways. We all want different things from this game in different ways. We all get different levels of enjoyment from this game. So I think that's also important to recognize and understand as we go through this, that again, I'm playing it different than you, you're playing it different than me. We can have different opinions on here. And I think if we're all fighting for the game to be better in different areas, hopefully, eventually, it will be better for everybody. But got to start with that single step. Peter, how you doing? Sal Money, good to see you. Demon God, Nexar. How do you feel about Tia Hale getting bullied online? I haven't seen that. Oh, I did see that. She made that video. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody deserves to get bullied. I don't know why she was getting bullied. Looks probably not. Nobody deserves that. I'm just reading through these. I think I'm gonna touch on most of these. Henry J Bird, thanks for hopping in. Appreciate you guys. Okay, so let's jump in. I'm gonna talk about kind of each one of these one by one because I have a little bit to say about everything. We'll start with challenges because it's the first thing. It's fine. I was hoping for something better. It's 100 MFP instead of 75, which is better. Oh, let me say this first too, because this is going to come up a lot. 2K, in my opinion, has mastered the give and take. And by master, I don't mean they've figured out how to perfectly balance everything between company and consumer. By master, I mean I'm in a dark alley with somebody who's mastered kung fu, and they're gonna kick the shit out of me, and they give me the privilege of letting me live. Right? It's kind of unbalanced. They very much figured out the one for you, two for me kind of give and take. And I've seen that all over the place, which is another reason why I think this game is weird. So you're going to hear me say that a lot, probably. A really good example of this is the ringside pass points, RXP, where they were like, oh, we're going to give you a 20% bonus. But also, you got to play for a whole minute. So, give and take, right? I'm going to mention that a lot. So we have this 25. I guess I can't complain. They did up the MFP from 75 to 100. It's still too low. Like 100 MFP is still kind of scratching the surface. It just doesn't do a ton. I guess it's more important now because we don't really have grinding methods. So, whatever. Tokens are still only 3. But see, tokens is one of those things that we can just jump off of that. Tokens, if we go to the token market, they're offering more tokens. That's great. That's a positive. The price of cards has gone up. Sapphire cards last year were 50. Now they're 70. So it's like, oh yeah, we're going to give you more tokens. But also, we're going to jump the price of the cards. Okay, well, if it's 20 tokens per card and there's 10 cards, that's 200 extra tokens I got to come up with. So are you giving away 200 extra tokens? Like, you're giving away more tokens, sure. But what's that going to look like come Ruby? Like, I don't remember what it was last year. Let's say they were 70 last year. Are they going to be 100 this year? Are they going to be 120 this year? So it's like, yeah, we're giving you more. You should be happy that you're getting more tokens. Okay, cool. I'm going to go buy stuff. You know, it's like work and inflation, right? Inflation, the cost of living goes up 12%, and then the company you work for gives you a cost of living raise of 3%. Like, cool, 3% raise, but stuff is still more expensive. Like, you're not really helping. I don't know. Right now, it seems to be okay. We'll see what happens when we get into Ruby and all the other colors. But the fact that Sapphire is so much more expensive, the fact that they're giving more tokens than they used to, like, I don't know how that balance is going to work out in the end. If it's going to be the same, then they really didn't do anything. If it's going to be harder and we just can't see it yet, then obviously that's a problem. It's still early on in the game, so some of my gripes could be fixed in future patches. I hope they are. So I'm going to say that I reserve my right to change my mind. I want to meet those loving purple circle people because I don't see them people anywhere. I'm going away from 4 till 20 May. Kruger National Park. Oh, that's fun. Have fun. Be safe. More take than give. Yeah. Masters. If I had a grinding method, I'd play more. True. When are we getting amethyst cards? It's probably not going to be that long, honestly. Amethyst cards. It wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing them next month. That's why I'm on the fence about the cooldown, because if they go away from cooldown, I'll be back to 540k MFP for a box. Also, by the way, Mac, you will need that Kyrie Sane token market card for World Tour. Yeah, that's why I haven't bought anything, because I know that there's going to be cards that I need, so I've been saving my tokens. But yeah, that's another thing that we can get into with MFP. Same thing, right? It's like, oh, we've cut everything down in half. Oh, great. But I'll get into that in a second. Weekly challenges. Love it. Great addition. It's extra earning rates. 15 tokens. If we're getting 15 tokens a week, that's great. Again, I don't know how that looks in the long run, if it's going to be enough based off, how much they're going to charge extra for token cards. But it's fine. I like that. I like the extra MFP. The weekly challenge, in my eyes, win. The only thing I would say here is the ranked stuff. I kind of feel like I don't play ranked, and I don't know how people who play ranked would agree with this. I think ranked needs to be separated to some degree from MyFaction. I mean, you offer rewards for playing ranked. You know what you're going to get? You're going to get people like me who really don't care about playing ranked. We just want the rewards. We just want to get the challenges. And so I think that kind of makes for a less than stellar ranked experience for people who are serious about ranked. I can't imagine the people that constantly cheese people in ranked are actually there to play ranked. They're probably just there because they're trying to get rewards. So I don't know. I could be wrong. If you play ranked, let me know. But I can't see it being a positive necessarily for ranked. And for people like me who don't play ranked, I got this 1,000 MFP reward if I do all the challenges, but I don't play ranked, so I'm never going to get that challenge. And the thing about ranked specifically, you can make arguments when it comes to ringside pass, when it comes to MyFaction, that, oh, you don't actually have to spend money. You can grind, or you can earn it this way or that way. In some cases, I know that the premium stuff like is actually locked behind a paywall, but like you cannot play ranked unless you pay for the ability to play ranked. There is a monetary gate for me to get this. Win 3 ranked matches. I can't do that unless I pay Sony to play online. So that kind of bothers me. Not a ton, but a little bit. So I think it needs to be separated like a little bit, right? Like it's fine if you want to still connect it to the cards and have the badges and give people the ability to kind of, you know, find what works best for them in competitive play. But I don't know, ranked, and ranked is probably going to be in this weekly challenge every week. So unless you play ranked, I imagine getting the weekly warrior bonus is just going to be slim for people like me anyways. Intro challenges, lifetime challenges, those are fine. I have no problem with those. I'll give you, I already gave you guys an update yesterday, huh? These challenges down here for the decks in Faction Wars should be counting the matches that you play, not the runs. So this is currently broken. I mean, I would say it doesn't matter. I mean, all this, you're going to play 200 times and you're going to get 3,000 per deck. Fine. I mean, it's not a ton. It's probably not worth it to sit there and say, don't play until it gets fixed. Like there's not enough there to really be worried about it. But I did send them a video of it not working. They did make a ticket. They are following it. They are working on it. So that's good. But challenges, yeah, the challenges, like the weekly challenge, great. Everything else just kind of meh, just like last year. Ringside pass. This is one where I think people will get really upset at me. But again, I have to point out that I play MyFaction and I don't really play much of anything else. So the fact that, like, okay, you have to go, I don't even know who's in here. These people, you know, all these things that you unlock, you know, people are like upset that like, I have to get to tier 17 to get Bray Wyatt. I understand that. And I understand why you're angry, and you should absolutely voice those concerns. This doesn't bother me because I'm not playing the game that way. It just doesn't, because I like MyFaction doesn't care about this at all. It's completely separate. It's its own universe. It's all based on the cards, and they're gonna let me play only the way they want me to play. So, you know, what gets unlocked over here, for the most part, doesn't matter to me. The way I play the game. So ringside pass doesn't bother me like it does other people. And I'll even go on a limb here and say I actually kind of like the ringside pass as a MyFaction player. Because, hear me out. Last year, you paid extra for the game. If you bought the Bloodline Edition, it's like, oh, you get all the DLCs. All of them except the Farewell Tour and the Goldberg Island chapter. And the Diamond Packs that came with the Javon and Sol Ruka cards. So it came with most of the downloadable stuff. But that was it. You got 4 cards. Or you got 4 characters as far as MyFaction goes. That's it. You had access to 4 live events based on those cards. And then you kind of, you know, we had a couple matches later on in the year that needed like Shaq or something. But for the most part, you got those 4 cards and that was it. With Ringside Pass, you get way more for your money as a MyFaction player than you did last year with just downloadable content. Because I can get MyFaction points, I can get packs, I can get tokens, VC, cosmetics, all kinds of stuff. So as a MyFaction player, I kind of like the Ringside Pass. I'm also playing MyFaction, so I'm grinding a lot. So it sucks for probably most people, the Ringside Pass. Especially if you just want to, like, let's say, who's in here? You want to play as Macho Man. You bought this game to play with friends or play with family, and your favorite wrestler is Macho Man. You just want to play as Macho Man. You're going to have to grind out, what? 160 or something matches just to get it. Who wants to do that? Like, I bought the game, I want to play it. But as far as MyFaction in particular, the way I play the game, I kind of like the additional value of Ringside Pass. But like I said, I do understand where a lot of the disgruntledness comes from. Completely understand it, and I completely support those people in being angry about it. But that's probably all I'm going to say about Ringside Pass. Live events. Now we're going to start getting into some shit. Live events are fine. For the most part, they're very similar to last year. They're kind of difficult, which, sometimes they're too difficult, but it's this stuff right here. This is a problem. This, like, I can see people sitting there saying that 2K is being predatory when it comes to Ringside Pass. And as a MyFaction player, I'm like, dude, you don't even know. Like, as a MyFaction player, I played MyFaction almost every single day last year. And, you can say, like, well, you're an idiot. That's a stupid mode. That's fine. I probably am an idiot. But I'm used to grinding out 15, 20 hours worth of work to buy a 20-pack box, and I still might not get what I need. That whole 20 hours could just go to nothing. You could grind for 20 hours and just end up with a bunch of duplicates, and then, cool, all that for 2,000 MFP in the end of it. Or, man, I don't know. And so, like, I hear people complain about the Ringside Pass, and they're like, oh, you got to grind out like 300 matches, and it's going to take 6 hours or whatever it's going to take. Somebody who plays MyFaction, that's a dream come true, man. I wish that I only had to grind for 6 hours and get everything I needed. At least with Ringside Pass, you know exactly what you're going to get. Over here, you're grinding out 20 hours every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks for a 20-pack box. You don't know what you're going to get, and you could still end up with absolutely nothing. That is where the big problem comes in, especially when they require cards like these collection set rewards. The Fiend, the Triple H, the Javon Evans. Where's that Ultimate Challenge at? It's got all of them listed out. Every single one of these cards is a collection set reward. You need 5 to 8 cards to unlock one of these people. This is... That's not okay. That's outrageous to me. That is outrageous. I like the live events. And I'll be honest, if it wasn't for MyFaction, I really like MyFaction. If it wasn't for MyFaction, I probably wouldn't have bought 2K26. Because you have the game and it's like, there's Showcase, there's My Rise, and if there's no MyFaction, that's all I'm going to play. And that's kind of like a one and done for me. I don't really care about GM. I don't really care about Universe Mode. So $150 to play a couple one and dones and be like completely done with the game in 2 weekends isn't worth my time. But MyFaction has constant content and it's updated throughout the entire year. We got weekly challenges every single week. We typically have live events constantly coming. We have a few birthday bashes coming in a few days. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, look at this. John is going to love all this flipping through the things. This is for you, John. So there's tons of content constantly throughout the year. There's always something to do in MyFaction. World Tour, as long as they stay on top of it, like there's constantly content. But lost my spot now, John. Thank you. But it already sucked last year when it was like you have to get this one very specific card. But you could, like, there's a decent chance you could get that very specific card. There's no chance, at least in like a 20-pack box, there's no chance you're going to get all 8 cards for the Fiend in a 20-pack box. There's no way. And I don't even know if you'd get it all in 2 20-pack boxes. Because we'll get into the pack odds later. It's too difficult. I think I have 1 card I need for the Fiend because I opened a 20-pack box. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to my collection. We'll take a look at it and I'll complain about that more. But like this is crazy. That's too much. And then they have the live events based off those live events. And so it's like, yeah, cool, you need the Triple H. And the Triple H unlocked whoever the hell it unlocked over here, Sean Paul Levesque. And so we have 2 ultimate challenges, 2 matches that all hinged on getting 20 specific cards. And even when this thing hits the card market, it's too much. It's too much. So, like, I'm not really feeling it. And that's where, like, everybody I've heard that's complained about this game, I've watched lots of people review this game. Almost everybody says this is probably one of the best wrestling games I've ever played. But it's got this, like, stigma to it. This dark cloud that's just constantly over top of it with all the monetization stuff. The gameplay's great. The gameplay's fun. In ways, it does feel more fluid than 2K25. The graphics seem better than 2K25. Fundamentally, foundationally, this game is 2K25. I think we can all agree on that. Like, for the most part, this game is just like a slightly better version of 2K25. But it's still a fun game. The ragdoll physics are great. The introduction to some of the matches are pretty cool. The Inferno match is cool. You can take that dumpster match and throw that thing right in the trash, pun intended. That's just a casket match, and after yesterday, casket matches can suck it. The I Quit match, it doesn't do much for me because it's basically just a Falls Count Anywhere match. There's nothing fundamentally in the match that you do differently than beat up your opponent and go for a pin or go for a submission. It's just a different minigame. Right? So I Quit, like, yeah, it's cool that they have little voices in there. Like, that's kind of a cool feature. But it's just a Falls Count Anywhere match with a different minigame. That's it. But it's still a cool addition. Thumbtacks, fantastic addition. Ragdoll physics, fantastic addition. When you can get the ragdoll physics to work. There are a lot of times where, I think I pointed this out the other day, they weren't falling off. I did a Hell in a Cell on stream not too long ago, and I couldn't get the guy to fall off the edge. He should have fell off the edge countless times, but he just wouldn't. And so then I had to throw him off the edge. I had to do the same thing I did in 2K25, which, you know, Irish whip him or do the carry attack. But like ragdoll physics just kind of seems to work sometimes. But when it does, super fun. Love it. Love it. the three stages of hell, I don't play because of that. I haven't seen it in MyFaction yet. It's like a 2 out of 3 match. I don't see that. Like if you're playing with friends, I would probably just say, hey, let's play 2 out of 3. I don't know why it would need to be a 3 stages of hell match. But if they start putting it into MyFaction, I think 3 stages of hell would be an excellent game. I think it'd be super cool to have that as a MyFaction thing. But unless we see that, you know, some of this stuff that I think is really cool, I haven't quite seen yet. I don't think there are Inferno matches in here yet, even though I like it. Yeah, I haven't seen an Inferno match yet. And that's another thing too. It's like you get ragdoll physics, which is a cool addition to the game, but most of these matches are just in the ring where ragdoll physics just don't exist. The ring still has that invisible wall. But you know, so I don't get to enjoy the ragdoll physics as much as other people that just like play with friends or whatever, because like all of these matches are in the ring. Occasionally, very occasionally, you'll have like an arena brawl. I don't see any arena brawls in here right now. Occasionally you'll get an arena brawl, and that's fun. But here's the thing. Here's the give and take. Gameplay is great. Graphics are great. Ragdoll is great. Thumbtacks are great. And so even though the game feels more fluid, for me, it feels more sluggish. And that's because of other additions to the game, other things that they've affected. So it's like this really cool thing. And then like, oh, look, it's ice cream. And then they take a dump on it. And it's like, oh. I mean, that was going to be good ice cream. So, you know, especially in MyFaction. So let's talk about this stupid purple circle. Get your purple circle shirt at merch.maxarena.com, by the way. The purple circle, shameless plug. So the purple circle, people love the purple circle. And I can understand why certain people who play the game a certain way love the purple circle. People who want really realistic gameplay where it goes back and forth, cool. Yeah. There was an Inferno match, but there's not a ton of them. It's going to be really like one-off. I was looking through what was currently in live events. There are arena brawls too, but there's just nothing in live events right now. What was I saying? Purple circle. So it's like, yeah, everything seems smoother and the gameplay seems funner and everything seems to be moving, but then they slow down the game with the purple circle. And so the purple circle, for some modes, ranked play, maybe it comes in handy to stop people from cheesing the system. People who really like that realistic back and forth probably really like that system. Right now, in MyFaction, this early on in MyFaction, it sucks so bad. And I hate this thing so much because it's there's another content creator, Roy something. He's got a short where he's defending the purple circle, which is fine. He probably likes it, and that's good. So he's like, he's just in like tutorial, like 2-person mode. And he's like, look at all you have to do is not hit dodge 6 times. Like you can hit dodge 6 times before you lose your stamina. And that's fine if you're just playing the game, right? But then you have to take into account every time you run, every time you do a combo, you climb the turnbuckle, like all these things are eating at your stamina. But then in MyFaction, it's even worse because you're being forced to play as these gold cards right now. And it doesn't take 6. It takes 2. And you're purple. And it's you guys have seen my videos where I'm just constantly like, dude, purple again, oh, purple again. Like that's all I say, because it's like as soon as I'm purple and I'm getting the crap kicked out of me. And then the second I can reverse something, I reverse it, and then I'm purple, and then I get the crap kicked out of me. And it's like, damn it. Well, okay, I can reverse it again. Oh, purple again, and then I get the crap kicked out of me. And then, like, so there's these runs where it's like, you know, and some of these reversals don't, like, they don't necessarily give you any kind of ability to do anything. Like, you reverse it, but you don't knock them down. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, I push them off of me. I've stopped the onslaught. Now what? So if you go for a hit, they reverse it. Boom. They're back on top. And then they beat you with your purple circle. Or you try to run away, but you can't run because you got the purple circle. They grab you and beat the crap out of you. And like, or you have these powerhouses that reverse it into a carry move, but they're purple circled. So they just collapse and die right there because you can't do carry attacks with no stamina. Or they reverse the reversal. And so, like, even though you get the reversal off, and it's like, yeah, even though I'm purple circled, like, maybe I could take advantage of this, and sometimes you just can't. And then you're just in this endless loop of being purple circled, and then they stun you, and then it's like, oh, yeah, just, like, do whatever you want. We don't need back and forth in MyFaction. We do not need back and forth in MyFaction, because I promise you, you're going to get the crap kicked out of you at MyFaction. I'm not that good at this game. Maybe that's just me. But you play these matches, like this casket match we did yesterday with The Undertaker. If he throws you into the casket, he hits you with like one big move and throws you into the casket, you're probably just going to lose. But you can hit this guy with two super finishers. I was watching Nate from MyFaction Reaction last night. He hit The Undertaker with two super finishers with Kane and still couldn't close the casket. We don't need a balanced back and forth with something like that. Like, we're going to get our ass beat plenty as it is. You can keep the purple circle. Trust me. You know, or you have these matches like last year. They had the Seth Rollins. Was it Seth Rollins? The finisher match, but he starts with three finishers. And those matches were done in 10 seconds. Like, how many of us played that match over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? Because they would just, first thing you do, boom, hit the finisher, and you're done. It's crazy. There's absolutely no need for the purple circle in MyFaction. If you want to introduce that 6 months from now, like, maybe we could have a discussion. But right now, when you're being forced to play as bronze, silver, gold cards, especially in Faction Wars, when, you know, it chooses the cards for you and it only chooses bronze, silver, or gold, it's rough, man. It's rough. You have to play as whatever they tell you. Like, here, you had to play as Gunther. Gold. Right? Like, there are times where you have to play as what they want you to play as. And you don't have any control over it. And their card is 30 levels ahead of yours. No need for purple circle. Purple circle can go to hell in this mode. Oh, the ramp. Yeah, thanks for pointing that. Yeah. The ramp view. The ramp view can go to hell. The ramp view is stupid. I hate the ramp view so much. In the tag team matches, like, the camera is like level with the ring. It's like level. And so when you're in these tag matches and you go too far to the left, then all you can see is the tag guy that's on the apron. You can't see anything behind it. You're playing a casket match. If you end up behind that casket, you can't see anything. Again, this is something I was watching last night on MyFaction Reaction. He was playing the casket match. He was behind the he couldn't see anything. You don't know how to reverse. Am I being grappled right now? Am I wasting my time hitting triangle? I don't know. You know, like, so, like, you're just getting the crap kicked out of you even more because you physically cannot see what's happening. MyFaction even had this point where the camera was behind somebody in the audience and they had this big sign that was covering up most of his screen, so you couldn't even see behind the sign. It's goofy. And like, yeah, you can make the argument that it's like, oh, well, even in the other view, the left of the ring or whatever they call that other view, the original default view, like, yeah, you got people on the apron. Never once have I played in 2K25 where I was over in their corner and couldn't see what I was doing. The camera on the ramp view seems to be like level with the ring and doesn't seem to move. But in 2K25 last year, yes, the camera was over here, but it seemed like, I think it was elevated. So it was like nothing really obstructed the view a ton. I mean, there were certainly times, but very rarely. Underground matches, freaking stupid. Underground matches are stupid. Because it starts off, let me see if I can find one. Is there an underground match? The underground match is one that really ticks me off too, because it like, it starts off with this view and you can't see yourself behind your opponent. There it is. Oh, that's a four-way. It's not going to be the same though. No, I don't want to start that. You guys have seen it though. You guys have seen it. This is 101. I'm gonna pick Roxanne right here because she's tiny. This view is stupid. It's stupid. Like, I can't see my cat, so I have to run towards myself and then hope that I'm within range. I can't tell the range I'm at. Like, there's serious depth perception problems with this view. I'm just going to quit this match. But that view is dumb. I hate that view. You can't get out of that view. I don't like it. It's irritating. And people have said, oh, well, you know, you could solve that by, you know, if the camera gets behind the person on the apron, they just make them transparent. No! Put it back the way it was. It was fine before. I like going left to right. That's how every fighting game has ever been my entire life. You go from left to right. This whole like up to down thing or down to up, I don't know. I don't know who came up with that. I don't know who over there was like, hey, you know what people are going to love? This. No. I hate it so much. It drives me crazy. 4-on-4 matches? When you are like these 3-on-3 that you play on Faction Wars? I don't get it. Is this a 3-way tornado tag? No. You know how you start and there's like groups of people? In 2K25, it was fine because my person was at the bottom. I could see where my person was. And I could run, I could take advantage, and I could see where I am. But now, the way the camera view is, I'm in the back. I can't see myself as the person I'm starting as behind everybody else. So then everybody has to get their butt kicked and get thrown out of the ring and like, there I am. It's silly is what it is. Fix it. The tap button, not being able to hold the tap. That's probably, I probably would say it's the most egregious thing. Because even though they got these, you know, these predatory monetization practices in MyFaction in particular, there are people who can't tap like that. They just can't. Like I've been having problems with my arm. I don't have a disability, but like I think I have a pinched nerve or something, and tapping really hard, it hurts. And like, so when I'm sitting there and I'm like, tap, 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 like it doesn't feel good. And that's not okay. People who legit can't tap, like they can play the game, but can't sit there and tap like crazy. Like that's not okay. That's a big problem. And I'm not happy about that, especially when you're going to give us these casket matches or ambulance matches or dumpster matches or whatever else requires this thing, and they're like impossible. So like, why even have the tap game? If the point of the tap game is you either win right away or just cancel it, bro, like you're not gonna get it, why try? Then just make it a cutscene. Right? Like I go to close it and then they have the kick out bar, they don't get it, it closes the damn thing. Like I don't understand why it's like, oh, you gotta tap really fast. Why? If I literally can't tap faster than the AI, and it's just a matter of, well, you just have to beat the AI until they just can't tap. Like, okay, well, just don't make it tap then. It's goofy. I don't get it. I don't get it. Weekly Towers is fine. It's the same as it's always been. As far as I can tell, you get the 5 matches, you get the reward. I imagine it's going to be similar. So it'll be tokens, pack, MFP, card. Oh, I lied. Last year, it kind of followed a pattern. So it was tokens, pack, MFP, card, tokens, pack, MFP, card. Seems to not be like that this year. Unless it's going backwards. Pack, MFP, card, MFP, pack, tokens. I don't know. But it's fine. I mean, it just is what it is, what it always has been. Super easy. It's a quick 5 matches, quick rewards. That's fine. World Tour is good this year. It's hard. It's definitely harder than it was last year. I don't necessarily hate it. I think I've only really struggled on the Becky Lynch match here. I think I spent like an hour trying to beat that on stream. But thankfully, they let us do the wheel submission. Much better. That is I'm very happy that they put that in there. I'm very happy for the fix. It takes a little bit to get used to, but it's so much easier to submit people now. I use submissions more often than I ever have. Just because I can actually submit people. I have complained about the submission game for the last year in this game, and the wheel kind of levels that out. So I'm happy about that. Very happy about the wheel. But I mean, the big thing with World Tour is going to be, are they going to stick to it? That's the big question. Because World Tour was supposed to be something big last year, and it just kind of got forgotten about. Hopefully, that's not the case this year. So for now, I'm going to hold off on how I feel about World Tour. So far, it's fine. It's been fun. I still got plenty to do that I want to do with you guys on stream. A little bit challenging, but at least it's there. Faction Wars. Okay, that's a good point, King. That is one thing that's kind of weird, that kind of bugged me about World Tour last year, is there's a lot of jumping around. That's a really good point. So if you're trying to play it and then it's like, oh, you need this card. This was the real big nuisance when I was doing Japan at the end of last year. When it was like, oh, so you go down 3 matches, like, I can't play this match. Oh, you need Akira Tozawa. I was like, where the hell is he? Oh, you got to go to this other city and play through a bunch of matches. Like, oh, cool, I got him. Then you go back and it's like, oh, you can't get it until you get Asuka. And I was like, well, where the hell is Asuka? Oh, she's in the other city. And it's like, dude, can you just put this in order for me? Like, none of this makes sense. All this jumping around. I don't know. And now this year, yeah, they do have that where it's like, you have to have a Faction War boss. You have to have this World Tour card. You have pulled a card from a pack. So that's a good example of give and take, right? It's like, oh yeah, we're going to give you this World Tour, but also we're going to force you to play every single thing in MyFaction in order to play World Tour. That's not as egregious as some of the other stuff, though. But it is irritating. It's kind of annoying. Faction Wars is weird for me. I hated it until I unlocked the investor deck. And I showed you guys yesterday on stream why I like the investor deck so much. And now it's fine. I'm going in there, I'm getting my points, picking up my cards, spent some money. I've bought out all the permanent cards just last night. So now I just have the unlockable bosses. I got to save money for that, but the investor deck makes it worth it to me. Because that was my big problem. Like, first of all, I can't choose my characters. Second of all, you're not giving me a bonus to earn a lot of faction war points. So then it kind of became, what's the point of faction? Like, I don't want to sit here and play this thing 45 minutes, an hour to get 2,000 points. It's not enough. And and for me, like, Faction Wars last year was kind of like this mindless thing that I would do as a way to grind Faction War points and MFP. And so I'd build like a decent team, and I'd go through, I'd play as many matches as I could so that I could get the MFP and the end of match rewards. And I would walk away with, 5,000, 6,000 Faction War points and a bunch of MFP. But it would probably take me about 45 minutes to do it. 45 minutes to an hour. But I felt like I walked away with something. It felt like it was worth my time. And it was something that I didn't have to be completely engaged in. And I kind of like that about Faction Wars. Now, Faction Wars is a little bit more difficult because they choose the cards that you have to be. And you guys saw how I play now. I just go for the count out because I want my points. Like, that's all. I'm going for the Faction War points. That's all I care about. So for me, it's not necessarily the funnest mode anymore. It's okay. It's fine. The investor deck is great. I'm interested to see what these other decks are going to give us. I'm a little bit a ways from those. I don't even think 19. Oh, so I got one more run to do and I'll unlock the next box. But I think somebody said in one of these is you start off with higher cards. I don't even care about that, dude. I want the 150 Faction War points. That's the only way I'm going to play now until something else catches my eye. But I don't know. Faction Wars. But this goes back to what I was saying earlier, where even though the game, it seems more fluid, it's just a chore. It's just so tedious now. And these matches just seem to go on forever. And, part of that is the purple circle. Part of that is the AI reverses everything and just seems to have like a 90% reverse rate on signatures and finishers sometimes. It's just crazy. I thought it was bad last year. This year is nuts. And the moves just don't seem to do the same amount of damage as it used to. Like, there are times where it's like, dude, God, I've been beating this guy up forever, and he's still got so much life left. What is happening? I tested that. I got the video where I tested damage done in 2K25 versus 2K26, and it's just a huge difference between the kind of damage that's being done. And so it's like 2K wants you to spend more time playing the match. They want to slow it down. They want you to be in the match longer. But then they overcorrect. And it's like, so we're also gonna add the purple bar to slow it down, but we're also gonna increase the reverse rate. We're also gonna decrease the damage. And it's like, oh geez, man. And sometimes it just, I don't want to be here forever. Like, I don't, there's so much to do. And I don't want to sit here and play. How long did we spend? 2 hours knocking out these 4 matches with The Undertaker yesterday? 4 hours to knock out these 4 matches. It's like, I don't want to spend 4 hours on this. And really, for what? There's no benefit to spending more time in these matches. If 2K, and the thing is, like, 2K could, there are ways that I think 2K could make this better. There are ways that if 2K wants us to play, here's what it is. Here's what it is. 2K, they like negative reinforcement, is what it seems like to me. So RXP is a really good example. Here you are, you're cranking through matches. Instead of 2K coming out with a new method that says, hey, we're gonna reward you for playing the match longer. You're gonna get bonus points for every star earned in the match, or something, right? They give some kind of benefit. We're gonna entice you to play the match longer, right? Yeah, maybe that'd be a little more enjoyable in that case, right? But if I'm gonna sit here and play a match for 20 minutes and it's gonna give me the exact same RXP as a match done in 8 seconds, like, obviously I'm gonna do the 8-second match. But instead of rewarding people for playing longer matches, they punish you for playing short matches. There's a big difference between the two, right? So, like, yeah, they could have done that. They could have said, hey, look, stars, go for stars. You're going to earn extra stuff. They could have done that. And so same thing is true here with MFP, right? You have these MFP, this match right here. This match that took, I don't know what the longest was that I did. The shortest, I think, was 10 minutes. But some of these matches probably took 25, 30 minutes. What extra benefit do you get from doing a match 20, 30 minutes? None. There's no extra benefit to playing this match for a long time. So when you get something like Faction Wars, there's no benefit for me actually playing. Like, I want to go for the count out because I'm going to get the same points. In fact, I'm going to get more points if I go for the count out, because the longer I stay in this match, the higher the chance I have of getting a damaged limb. And then once I get a damaged limb, the MFP earning just goes out the window. It's gone. You have one yellow limb, you go from earning 500 MFP in a match in an 8-man tag down to like 200. Not worth it. Not worth it. I'd rather knock the match out quick. There's no benefit for me sitting here for an hour. There just isn't. If you gave me a benefit, I'd be happy to do that. And there are certainly matches that I will spend more time on that I enjoy playing. Arena matches are one of them, especially if I'm streaming with you guys. It's like, oh, let's try something. But, you know, for the most part, if I'm playing by myself, man, I'm not going to sit here and play this match. Play this match for 2 hours. I got 4 packs, and what did I get out of them? Couple of cosmetics. I don't even remember. That's how crappy it was. So it's hard. And so going back into that, being punished and not being rewarded, the grinding method, right? That's a good segue into grinding MFP. They've made grinding MFP, they've overcorrected so hard, right? And instead of saying, hey, we're going to change the way MyFaction works so that you get more points based on, we'll say, the star rating in the match. The star rating's already there. It's built in. Like, I don't know why you can't tie things back to that and say, hey, you're going to get MFP extra, like bonus MFP based on the star rating, if they actually wanted to force us to play longer. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I don't know, but it's like, but they hate us grinding for MFP so much that they changed everything for the worse. They broke everything. It's like, oh, you like grinding all these matches in 14 seconds? Here's a minute cooldown. Oh, passive badges give you extra MFP? No more of that. Oh, there's a badge that gives you 50 MFP? Like unscathed and quick winner? Nope, gone. The most you can get from a badge now is 10 MFP. So it's like they could have done one of those things. They could have done one of them. And it probably would have been, probably wouldn't say fine, like we'd still be upset about it. But to do all of them seems like a little too much, in my opinion. Too much. No need for all that. And the cooldown alone sucks, but then you're gonna break the badges. So grinding is just not a thing. I mean, I showed you what my current quote unquote grinding method is yesterday, and it's what, 500 per minute. That's not a ton. Right, chemistry. Let's talk about chemistry. I don't understand chemistry. I don't get it. I don't think it's built out well. Maybe next year it'll be better. Maybe this is just like phase one of getting it integrated into the system. Right now, I don't understand it. I don't get why. Like, you go in here, it's like, oh, cool, I built this team, right? I could come in here and change whoever, like, oh, 3. Let's see. Oh, 5. Look, wow. And then I go, oh, what else can we do? Can I get better than 5? I don't know. No. So whatever. Here it is. I built the perfect faction. Here we go, guys. Yay me. Perfect faction. Got 5 chemistry. Great. So then what happens? You build the perfect faction, and then you come into a live event. Right? And it's like, okay, let's say I want to play this live event. Oh, I need Gold Gunther. So now I got to update this, and now I got to change it to one of the Gold Gunthers. I don't remember which one it is because there's 2 Gold Gunthers. Oh, look at that. My chemistry took a hit. So what is the expectation here for chemistry? What is every match where I have to switch out this person, I have to completely remake my faction around him? Right? So like, oh good, I need Gunther. Let me also come in and let's see, what can I do? We'll just kind of click through here, find something that works. Oh, look, there's a +1. That's got to be good. We'll swap this guy out. Ooh, +2. Yay. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this any better. Ooh, a 3. Boom. I have to do, like, yeah, that didn't take long because none of these people are in the match. They don't matter. But how does that matter on the grand scheme of things? Like, there's even last year, your faction never really mattered. You could make 2 teams. I have 2 teams. So what? What do I use the other team for? If I come in here, this is team 1. I can't switch to team 2. So I have to update team 1, okay? So I have team 2. What do I do with team 2? What do I do with them? Use them for faction wars? Nope. Because as soon as I go into faction wars, it's going to give me a whole new team. So my positive 5 chemistry means absolutely nothing in Faction Wars. So like, where does it actually matter? Weekly towers, I guess. Weekly towers, you can play as anybody you want. So yeah, you could probably take advantage of the chemistry. But why? Weekly towers is incredibly easy. It always has been. It's supposed to be like a quick. You can knock out these 5 matches in 10 minutes. Yeah, I could probably go in right now and put the worst chemistry team I could possibly together and still have no issues beating weekly towers. I do have 2 teams. I just showed you that. 2 teams. I got my +5 and then I got this one that I just switched. So I have 2 teams. But the problem is, if you don't have the card for the live event, if the card's not already in the faction, then it's going to force you to change it. Right? So like right here, if I need this, nothing I can do. I can't switch to the other faction. Nothing I can do here. I have to update the first one. No way. If I go back, nothing I can do. So this is how I had 2K25 set up, okay? I had my one faction in the front that constantly got changed for live events. I didn't use it for anything else. I had faction 2, which I used for grinding, and then I had faction 3 that I used for faction wars. And that worked. Like, those were actual factions that I used that were built for a purpose and like rarely got changed. But now, because of chemistry, I don't understand. Right? And so now what do I need? I need a madness striker. So now we got to find somebody. Here we go. I lost a chemistry level. Why does that matter? I don't know. I guess because it gives me a little extra arm power or something. Is that what the extra green is, or is that coming from the manager? I'm not entirely sure. But it's constant. The faction is constantly changing. So why spend the time to build the faction? I'm not entirely. Even if you go into World Tour, there are plenty of World Tour matches that require certain cards. When we first start, these require silver cards, I believe. Oh, yep. Got to update to play World Tour. And again, I can't switch between my factions. So my chemistry level is going to take a hit, positive or negative. I have no idea. But I wasted all my time building out that chemistry. Right? We're going to go to... Like, some of these matches require specific cards. Like this one requires Carmelo Hayes. Come in here. Oh, got to change it again. So I don't understand how chemistry, like what it does. I don't get it. If the faction has to constantly change every time you touch the damn game, where is chemistry coming into play? Yeah, there are live events. I don't know if it's still in here. There is a World Tour event that requires a certain chemistry level. It's probably gone. Yep. There's a World Tour somewhere that requires a specific chemistry level. But wait, what do you do with that? Why does that matter? I don't know. I have to have a -1 chemistry to play this match. Okay. So now I got to sit here and change my faction again. Got to come in here and... Like, I don't know. The chemistry just doesn't make sense to me. It probably could be a really cool feature. I just don't understand it. I really don't. There hasn't been a ton of information about it. I understand that if you have positive chemistry, that helps you in some way. And if you have negative chemistry, that hurts you in some way. But I'm not gonna sit here and make a whole new faction every single time I play the game because it's gonna tell me I have to play as a different player. It just doesn't. It just doesn't seem to matter anywhere. Except for weekly towers. That's about it. And maybe smash and stash. But again, like those matches are typically really easy. So who cares what your chemistry level is? I don't know. And I guess maybe if you're really struggling, you know, you had to do this match and you picked a giant, maybe it's worth it to spend the extra time and go, okay, I need a giant. Let's pick Andre and then go through all these and try to figure out which one of these and hope that it boosts you just enough to give you the edge. I don't know. But this is already too much work. I'm already over this match. I'm done with this. I don't want to do this every time. And I don't know if that's the expectation. I would love to sit and talk to a dev. I'm too small, and with everything that's been going on, I don't know that devs would want to talk to anybody. But I would love to have this kind of, oh, look, +4. So what does that do to Andre? I don't know. He has a little better grapple. Increased duration of crowd and opponent taunts. That's what I get out of that whole thing. Okay. I don't understand. And maybe that's just because I'm an idiot. I don't know. Possibly. But I was sitting here the other day and I was playing. I'm like, why does this map constantly changing this faction? Every time I play a live event, I'm changing the faction. Every time I play, you know, a lot of times when I play World Tour, I'm changing the faction because there's all these requirement cards. And like, I've gotten to a point where I just don't even care. I don't even pay attention to chemistry. Chemistry just doesn't mean anything to me at this point because I can't be bothered to care about it. I just can't. Here's my current, by the way, since we talked about this earlier. I need one card for Bray Wyatt. So that'll probably be something that I get off the card market. Same here for Javon Evans. But I still need 2 cards for Jacob and all the cards. 4 cards for Triple H. So I'd have to buy 6 cards off the card market to do all the encores and then play the Ultimate Challenges. But that's after opening 3 20-pack boxes. And then all the random cards I got from Ringside Pass, locker codes, login rewards, live events. Which leads me into this. The pack odds this year seem atrocious. They seem so bad. I don't even know. I thought they were bad last year. Here's the thing. Like I talked a little bit about this with Nate on a collab with MyFaction Reaction, and I view MyFaction as more of a software as a service product because it's constant. There's always something new. It's not like here's the game, play it. You know, we'll see you again for the next release. So I understand there's constant work being done on this in the background. I don't know how much work, but as somebody who's worked with tech companies before, I imagine it's probably a significant amount of work across multiple departments in the company. I will give them credit for that. I don't have a problem with 2K wanting money. I don't have a problem. They're a business. Of course they want money. I'm not a business. I want money. Who doesn't want money? Money's great. My problem is how you go about getting your money, right? Like that's the thing. I don't mind paying extra money for this game because I get a lot of value out of this game, not only as a content creator, but as a consumer. I like playing this game. I play this game when I had 2K25. I was playing this game just about every single day. I put more time into playing this game than I used any of my subscription services. Because I'm getting my login, I'm getting my live events, I'm playing, Faction Wars, doing all kinds of stuff. I don't mind paying for something I find value in. I don't mind that the company wants money. I don't mind that the company is like, hey, we're putting in all these resources, we're putting in all this time to keep all this content rolling, and them saying we have to, this has to be income generating. That makes total sense to me. You work at a business, if you're going to spend a bunch of time and money and resources into providing something, you have to make money back. You just have to. If you don't, you just don't provide the service. Yes, they can make money and be more ethical about it. Absolutely. I think there are plenty of ways that they can still monetize without doing what they currently do. Because right now, if you want to play a match, like I said, if you want if I want to get that Triple H right now, I just have to keep opening boxes at 228,000 MFP, which I don't even have. Or what's 205? That's $50 in VC if I buy the big bundle. So it's been $100. I could open up 20 packs. There's still no guarantee that for $100 I can get that Triple H. That's a problem, right? I don't mind paying money for something. The value has to be there. This 20-pack box of nothingness isn't worth $50. The fact that it's a gamble makes it even worse. The fact that I can open this box, 20 packs in this box, and the fact that more than half of these cards aren't even from the Legend set, that's a problem. That, like, I don't... There's better ways to do this. And so this, like, I'll look at Ringside Pass, and I know a lot of people call that predatory, and I could see where some of them are coming from, because you already paid a bunch of money for the game, then you got to pay a bunch of money for the thing, and then you still got to grind it out. I don't consider that nearly as predatory as this. When you have these live events, and it really creates this sense of FOMO, right? You're going to miss out on something. Like, you got to get it. You got to get it. We got to get it. We got to get that card. And I've done that. Like, don't get me wrong. But this was also at a time where I could sit in front of I could put on a TV show and sit here and grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. Just aimlessly. And get a bunch of stuff. But this is a problem. And I don't know what the card market, how much I don't know how much these cards are going to cost when they hit the card market. When I get in here, if I need these 4 cards, what are they? All Sapphire? I don't know how much they're going to cost. So is it going to wipe out all my MFP? Is it going to wipe out all my MFP and then some? I don't know. And that's this I think is the biggest problem. The fact that you're paying for, you know, and here's the other thing, dude, like I could sit here and complain about this all day. You come in here and you look at these freaking pack odds. You would assume the 20-pack box has the best pack odds. You have so when we talk about it, we just say cosmetics, right? I gotta get a sip. We just call them cosmetics. The pack breaks it out into 3 separate categories: logo, wallpaper, nameplate. They're all cosmetics. And they're all 75%. So you're going to open this 20-pack box and probably half of it is going to be cosmetics. I don't give a shit about cosmetics. Not in the slightest. Not the tiniest little bit about cosmetics. All cosmetics are, if you're watching this, you don't play MyFaction, or if you're just kind of new to it, this is all cosmetics is. It's what this looks like. You come in here and how do I change it? I don't know. I don't even know how to change it. How do I get out of here? There we go. There we go. That's it. Ooh. Look. Wow. Got this cool wallpaper. Is that worth $100 to you? Nope. That's not worth 10 cents to me. Has nothing to do with the gameplay. Oh, look at this. It's a lizard. Don't care. Don't care about any of this. Logo, I don't care about. Don't care about any of it. The only time you see this is the splash screen when it loads. Don't care. And the fact there's so many cosmetics, don't care. It's I want to play the game. I don't care about cosmetics. The only thing the cosmetic, and here I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and then shit on it. The only benefit of cosmetics is it adds to your collector's level. Okay, cool, that's fine. Give me all the cosmetics. I want to go up a collector level. I don't care about the collector level this year. Not at all. There's no wrestlers in here. There's nothing like before. Yeah, I would grind because I wanted that. Whatever it was at the time, the pink diamond Jacob Fatu, or the pink diamond Jey Uso, or the pink diamond Bianca Belair, that Galaxy Opal Roman Reigns that you could open up like months before Galaxy Opals even hit the market. Yeah. Now what? MFP and tokens. And then you get this. Every now and then, you can get maybe a basic, maybe a deluxe voucher to get a free pack, which almost certainly is just a bunch of dupes for MFP. There's still no guarantee here. I'm not going to open up a deluxe pack and get a pink diamond Jey Uso. It's not going to happen. So, like, I don't care about the collector level. And this was one thing I talked about in 2K25. They didn't have enough collector level. It was like, what, 32 or something last year? And that wasn't enough. They kept it out at 17 this year. When I got to Roman Reigns, my attitude on the game changed because I like to have goals. That's one of the reasons the ringside pass doesn't bother me a whole lot. Is it always there's a goal, right? There's something to achieve. There's something to aim for. And that's kind of like what collector level is here in MyFaction. It's something extra to work towards. It gives me a reason to play the game. But if I'm going to sit here and just get tokens and MFP, like, this doesn't excite me at all. I'm not excited about this at all. I don't care. So getting all the cosmetics so that I can get a few extra tokens or a scratch of MFP, I don't care. I don't. It means nothing. To me, anyways. And like I said, I think there's ways that they could do it. I don't hate them for wanting money. I think there are better ways. I think there's a more balanced way to, ask for money and give somebody something in return. We don't get anything in return for this unless we're lucky. Beautiful. Oh man, the devs are kicking me out. I'm just kidding. That's probably not what's happening. But this is another thing that a lot of people complain about this game are the server issues. I don't run into a ton, but I certainly run into this issue quite a bit. And like, you could. Here's the thing. Like, maybe this is as a bad example. You guys can tell me what you think. You could go in and here's this live event. Okay, they dropped the live event, immediately put the cards in the card market, and for that 3 weeks, make it only available for VC. Now, is that shitty still? Yes, but it's better than the option you have now of just pack after pack after pack after pack after pack after pack after pack, and just getting a bunch of duplicates, and just getting, Superstar Series 1 cards, and not even working towards what you need. The value still has to be there, though. Like, I'm not saying they should put it in the card market and charge us $40 a card. But I think there's something there that can be talked about. I think better... They could come out with a better pack. You had the basic and the deluxe. The deluxe should be like this already, but if they really wanted to push it, they could add a third pack, whatever it is, the luxury pack and the luxury box, whatever they want to call it. And it still has the 100% superstar, but every one of them is going to be from the set you bought. No Superstar Series cards in it. Obviously, it'd be more expensive. That would be more worth the time and money. Maybe not money, but certainly the grinding time. There's a lot of things that I think they could do to make this better for everybody. And still get their money. But I've had a really hard time dragging myself into MyFaction lately. I loved this mode last year, even though I still had a lot of the same complaints. Even though I don't want to grind for this long. Let me get my calculator out here. Let's calculate this real quick. 228,600. Okay, let's say I make 500 MFP per match. And we have the minute cooldown. So let's say we make 500 per minute. If we have 228,600 MFP, you'd have to play 457 matches. That's 457 minutes. So close to 8 hours to get a box. Better than last year at the 12 to 20 hours. But it just seems like more of that give and take. It's like, yeah, we'll make it to where it doesn't take as long to grind for it, but we're also just going to turn everything down and make everything more tedious. And oh, it's, I don't know. I haven't played it as much as I used to. Like by this time last year, I wouldn't have had any faction war tickets. I would have been done. But everything in this mode just feels like a chore. It feels so tedious, and not in a fun way. You know, and when half of the match I'm just purple circled and I'm standing outside waiting for the purple circle to go away, it doesn't slow down the match in a way that's meaningful. Again, it goes back to that whole I'm not being rewarded to play the match. I'm being punished. I'm being slowed down. You know, I get purple. What do I want to do? I want to leave. I don't want to get beat up. This match is hard enough as it is. I'm going to go stand outside and do some taunts. Come inside, get attacked, reverse, go into purple, go back outside and wait. And then so I have this 20-minute long match, 15 minutes of which I've been standing outside waiting for the purple circle to go away. So it's man, I don't know. I don't even know what to like. This game is weird. That's all I can say. Is it's weird. There are things that make it really good, and then there's these other things that, and then when you put them all together, it's like, meh. You know, there's no reason to grind. I mean, there's hardly a grind method, if you can call it that, and in return, you get packs with god awful odds. I don't know. And I love this mode. That's what's really hard. I really love this mode. I'll keep playing it. Like, I mean, it's not game breaking. Like, there's plenty I can do in here without grinding a ton or without spending money. You know, like I don't know if I'll ever get that, but you know, matches like this where you can grab a Superstar Series card real cheap. You know, there's plenty of live events I can do here. Where's Carmen? There's because I can win Carmen. Yeah, like I mean, some of these live events aren't even worth my time. 30-man Royal Rumble for a Superstar Series 1 pack. There's probably 1,000 MFP in there. Yeah, all the stuff I can do is for Superstar Series 1 packs. I can go get that Tiffany Stratton and that Ilha. That's good. Ilya. Like, I mean, there's plenty to do. Don't get me wrong. I just don't. I'm just not. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it used to. It needs work. It needs work. The gameplay, you know, all the benefits of the gameplay and the tax and the ragdoll physics really don't mean a whole lot when, you know, matches seem like they take forever because you can't tap faster than the AI, because you can't see beyond the tag team partner or the open casket, or you know, you're just standing outside most of the time waiting for your pacemaker to catch up. So it's hard. It's hard. I honestly, that's why I just wanted to sit here and ramble with you guys. Well, we almost 2 hours in. I'm still rambling about this because it's so hard to put my finger on it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I want to play it, but I don't want to play it. You know, it's fun, but it's also a chore and not fun. And that's why I say this game is just weird. You know, you have these really good moments, And I think the ragdoll physics, the best part for me in this game is it's the fact that the game is so broken. The ragdoll physics create some of the craziest freaking glitches, and that's like some of the most enjoyment I get out of this game is seeing some of these ridiculous glitches. If you were here on the stream when I played, what was that arena brawl with Piper and Alba, and tossed Piper into the spotlight, and the spotlight like shot up into the sky and like was flipping around. Crazy, hilarious. That's my that crazy stuff is like my favorite part of the game right now, which is probably not a good thing to say. That it's like man, this game is so bad that the best part about this game is how bad the game is. Like, I don't know. What's Impacto Fusion? Is that the next thing? Oh, those are live event. Okay. I don't know. I mean, how do you guys? I guess I should just read what some of you guys. I've been so focused on complaining, I haven't been keeping up with the chat. Match don't math, yeah. Buying VC doesn't guarantee. Yeah, buying VC doesn't guarantee you anything. Yeah. I remember when people got Broken Dreams, drew for free because glitch. Yeah, the glitch in 2K20. Yeah, I remember that. Players shouldn't have to gamble. Agree. AI cheats this year. Yeah. RXP should carry over. So that is one thing too, because I'm maxed out right now. And yeah, everything I do right now for RXP is wasted. So if I do these challenges and I get that 100 extra RXP, it goes to nothing. Every match I play right now for RXP, it means nothing. If there are lifetime, I don't know if they're lifetime challenges. Yeah, there are intro challenges, lifetime challenges. Anything that gives me any kind of RXP, it's wasted right now. I rarely get to purple because I taunt. So I've had people tell me that too, but that just goes back to forcing me to play the game in a very specific way, where I spend most of the, like, instead of sitting outside recuperating, I'm just spending more time sitting outside taunting so that I don't go purple. It just slows down the match. And I don't care for that. Taker Casket match is a perfect example of the game unbalanced. Yep. Not cool. You go purple when they reverse you. There are some I don't know necessarily if that's expected or not. Like there are just some things that take up the purple sometimes, and I'm like, why am I? What did I do? I'm just sitting on the floor getting the crap kicked out of me. Where's my stamina going? Game also ignores when you hit reversal with the correct timing and still sends you into purple. Yeah, I get that a lot. Camera's broken. Yep. You'd have to change the camera to third person to change the camera. Does that work in MyFaction? The third person camera? I don't like the third person camera. I don't like that. It's too much. And then now I have to remember every time I want to pick somebody up or flip around somebody or pin somebody, I also have to hold a secondary button. I don't really care for that. It might be worth testing, though. I don't know. I mean, the ramp view is that bad. Did anyone play test this game? Was it Stevie Wonder? Taker B-Day should have been an Inferno match. Yeah, that would have been a little better. 107 patch. Yeah, I hope that fixed something. The most I've spent on a game, and it's just the worst game. I would love a refund for this. This game is more stressful than enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't think it's the worst game. It has, like, there are crappy parts to it. But I think if those parts are addressed, which I have faith that eventually they will be, and maybe I'm naive, there's been enough people complaining about it. There's been enough content creators talking about it. We got Stevie Richards, that former WWE guy. He's made several videos on it, I believe, him and his co-host. It's gotten tons of bad reviews. So, I mean, I doubt that they're just not going to do anything. But we'll see. Right now, I have hope. 2K history with patches, fix some things, break others. Yeah, unfortunately, that's any company with software. I've worked in companies like that where they're like, all right, we're going to push this thing into the software. And I'll be like, that seems like it's going to break this thing over here. And they're like, nah, it doesn't even touch that part of the code. Like, I don't know. Sounds like it does touch that part of the code. They're like, nah, don't worry about it. And then they push it and then it breaks something. And you're like, oh, okay. But there's so much code. I mean, there's probably millions of lines of code, man. I have no idea. And there's so many different people working on different sections, and like that code is probably separated and then they got to merge it together. I have no idea. I imagine I really want to get a developer on here and learn more. Hope they get things right with 107. I think they'll get some things right. The worst thing I think that they did, because they really just pissed everybody off, is patching the RXP grind. Like, that looks really, really bad on them. You have all these issues. You have all these server issues. I don't play on Xbox, but I've heard horror stories of people playing on Xbox and how just normal gameplay feels like it's lagging and freezing. You know, server issues. I mean, there's not. I haven't seen a ton of game breaking issues, except for like the occasional glitch here and there, especially with that gauntlet match. But to have all that stuff going on, to have all these complaints about the game, and to just like, boom, RXP fixed, just like that. You know, yeah, I guess you could make the argument that maybe there's a team of, a special team or a special person that works at that company that works on RXP, and his workload isn't that much, and it was a quick fix. Like, yeah, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, dude, all this stuff that's wrong with it, and you're like, RXP, no for you. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. AI taps like a buzzer. Yeah. Devs don't respect the player base. I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think I think devs, I mean, devs are just kind of doing what they're told to do, right? I mean, they're not the ones making all the decisions. They're just being told what to put in the game. I've worked with a lot of devs, and so I'll tell you a story. There was a feature I wanted in an app that my company was working, or company I worked for previously, and it was a tool that I wanted. And I'm not a developer. I'm not a computer scientist or whatever. Like, I don't know, right? But I had this idea that this is going to be really helpful for tons of people. And like, I tried to go through all the proper channels. And it was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it's going. Oh, that seems like it's going to be a big lift and all this and that. Like, okay, right? And so for like a year, I just got told off. One day, I am having lunch with one of the developers, and I'm like, dude, how? I have this idea. Like, have you heard of this? And he's like, no, I haven't even heard of that. I'm like, dude, I've been bugging people about this forever. What do you mean you haven't heard? Okay, well, let me tell you this idea. And he's like, oh, that seems like a pretty good idea. And I said, how long would it take you to actually do this? And he thought about it for a second. And he was like, probably like 10 minutes. Like, what? 10 minutes? I've been bugging you guys about this for a year. Like, can you do it right now? And in the very next week, it was out. So I don't want to put all this on developers. I don't think it's necessarily the devs. But you know, that's just my experience working with developers. I think they genuinely want a good product. What is the difference between the investor deck and how do you get it? Oh, we can talk about that real quick. So if you go to Faction Wars and you start a thing, you got these different decks. Hopefully you're still here. What is it? King of King. Hey, so if you're still here, you have these decks, and each one of these decks does something different when you start Faction Wars. So like this one, if you lose in a non-boss match, so like the 3-on-3 ladder match or an underground match or something in the middle, you get one freebie. You get a free mulligan, so it keeps going on. This one will let you draw possibly higher cards than just gold. So you get like these little perks for these. The perk of the investor deck, though, is every time you have a stipulation or a reward, if you skip it, you get 150 Faction War points. So if you play a match and it's like, oh, good job. Do you want a new player for your team or a shield? And you're just like, no, skip. 150 Faction War points. Right? You go to the thing where it's like, oh, do you want a couple of free finishers for a couple matches? Skip. 150 points. So it's just a way to max out Faction War points just by skipping everything. You get it by... so you can see this one. It says I have to complete 20 Faction War runs and win 3 Faction War stages without taking red limb damage. So I'll unlock this one soon. It's just a matter of playing through the Faction Wars, and you'll get there. Still haven't bought 26. Honestly, doubt I will. Hoping next year 2K dials stuff back or at least brings back the accelerator. It's fair. Just look at the number 5 in the top. Yeah, that's that's what I do when we're talking about chemistry. But I still don't. I don't know. I've gotten to a point where I just don't care about chemistry. So somebody, and that's a sad thing to say because there are probably developers that sat there and put a lot of time and effort into getting chemistry, and I mean, it looks cool. It definitely looks cool. It looks important, right? I mean, you look at this and then you look at, wow, what's going on here? This all looks cool, and I just don't care about it. I've gotten to a point where I just don't care. Seems like it would be cool if the faction was using like-minded wrestlers, but just throwing people together is not a faction. Yeah, and the thing is, like, I don't know necessarily what makes them a good and I don't like, I don't want to spend the time to figure it out, you know? It's like, I assume there's, how do I look at this card? Traits. It's all based on traits. I'm not going to look at this. I'm not going to remember any of this as I'm going through people. Like, I'm not. Like, that's too much. Sit there and look at traits. I'm going to click on somebody and I'm going to sit here and just click through until that number's the highest it can be, and I'm going to pick whoever it is if I'm worried about it, but I'm not, so I don't care. Chemistry is stupid. Yep. That's my biggest issue too. Wish they would at least have some kind of, you open X amount of packs, you deserve a guarantee card. Yeah. Hey, they could even add it onto the 20-pack box. Instead of giving us a pack of cosmetics, they could add the cards you need for the live event. So it's like, oh, you buy the 20-pack box, you get the Triple H or the Bray Wyatt or whatever that you need. You should buy and stream another game. Yeah. Hey, Mac, love your videos. You're entertaining. Thank you. Google Chrome, appreciate you. Purple circles shouldn't exist versus AI. I don't mind that it's on AI. I just don't think we're not at a good point in Faction Wars right now, or in MyFaction, because their characters are so much higher than ours. Like, there are times where I think it's probably a good thing to have against the AI. Like, if you're even, because the AI reverses so much that you should be able to take advantage of it instead of them just constantly reversing. But I think that probably more has to do with how often the AI is programmed to reverse. I like the purple wheel because it prevents grifters online to cheese through the game, taking shortcuts. Should get through a match dramatically where you need to stay on your P and Qs 10 toes down to the defense and offense. I reward effort for gameplay and more of a strategic 2K gamer with how I approach combat. Yes, I'll get my ass beat to absorb damage, then so be it. Yeah, and I think in certain modes, the purple circle definitely has a place. I just don't know that it's MyFaction, and I don't think it's MyFaction this early on. Do any of y'all know why MyFaction Wars move slow? You have to elaborate on that. Like, the gameplay is slow, or it just feels sluggish? Because that's what I've been talking about. Like, the gameplay just seems slow in general because it takes so much effort nowadays. It's a good game that can be a better game without all the stupid nonsense they keep adding. Yep. It is. Fundamentally, it's a good game. It's a fun game. But there's just little things in there that take it from being a fun game to making it feel like a meh game. Why play MyFaction if you can wait for cards to get on market? Well, if you don't play MyFaction, you're not going to earn MFP, and then you're not going to be able to buy the cards in the card market. So you have to play to earn the MFP. The MyFaction chemistry system is a dynamic compatibility algorithm that whoa, look at this guy. Oh boy. Calculates positive and negative relationship traits between faction members based on alliances, rivalries, personality, archetypes, storyline connections, affect momentum, stamina, damage. Yeah. Yep. Don't care. Sorry. How well they get along, their personalities, their fact, like, and that's one thing, how well they get along. But if you're playing one-on-one messages or one-on-one matches, Who cares how well they get along? I also never tag anybody in when I play tag matches. So that's probably just how I play. I got it, Ronan. I got it, Ronan. I'm reading your messages. I'm on it, man. Did you ever go over how to get the box in Faction Wars and why it's better than all the other decks? Yes. Faction War point is all that really matters. You never played 23 Mac. We had a Faction War ladder that gave you reason to play Faction Wars back then. It was about contracts, not Faction War tickets. No, I never played 23. I played 24, which I liked. The first match I ever played on 2K24 for a live event was a submission match. And you had to be gold jobber. It was the clown. Dark Brawn or something like that. I don't know. He might not be in this game. Or I might not have him yet. But yeah, he's a weird looking clown dude. And it was against Iron Sheik, and he was like a pink diamond or something. God, that match was awful. And that was before I was like, I was just getting started, so I wasn't thinking of all the ways to cheese the system. Doing a count out never even occurred to me. So I played that so many times, man. And I probably broke a few things in my house playing that. I don't like how chemistry. Quiz? Don't know if I'm saying that right. Thanks for joining. If you play any one-on-one matches, no DQ, you got a higher chance of a teammate interfering because of your high chemistry rating. Okay. I don't really care about that either, honestly. If they had briefcases, you could get MFP tokens cards the whole bit. It was so fun. Also in 23, no Superstar Series cards and packs at all promo cards. Yeah, they need to bring that back. Yeah, they definitely got to bring that back. That's awful. Because it seems like most of the stuff I'm opening just doesn't even have these cards in it. If I buy this right now, it'll have a Superstar Series 1 card in it. I'm almost guaranteed. I can almost promise. I need Legends cards, though. But yeah, I don't know. Just saying, if you watch a MyFaction reaction video on where he talks about the chemistry, it really benefits you in the long run, especially where you won't be enduring the longer matches as a power struggle tug of war. Maybe. I mean, I've had some run-ins and I feel like it didn't help a ton. Because, I mean, they only go out there for a short period of time. And, like, yeah, it might give you the upper hand for a little bit. Like, I mean, MyFaction reaction, I was watching him last night do the Undertaker match. He had a run in his benefit, and it certainly didn't help him out. So, like, I don't... Maybe. I feel like most of the time when my AI gets in the ring, they just get in my way. And then I probably end up hitting them more than I hit my opponent. But I guess that's just how maybe I just need to get out of the ring, get out of the way. There's a trait called Lively where it lowers the stamina cost, where you don't feel fatigued. Too much friendly fire this year? Yeah, there is a lot of friendly fire amongst the community. Ronan, yeah, I mean you're probably right. Like I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you're wrong. But I'm probably also not gonna change the way I play. You could sit there and say like, oh yeah, if you just tagged in and out more often, you wouldn't be as fatigued. And I'm not gonna tag in and out more often. Probably, you know, people tell me if you do more taunts, you're not gonna be as fatigued. And